Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is Forbes staff writer, Zach Eversion. Zach, I'm really grateful you're here. You track all of the lawsuits involving former President Donald Trump. As we all know, you've run down a bunch with me, and you have reporting on the most recent one. Trump's social media company filed a lawsuit against the Washington Post. What do you know?
Sure. I almost feel like it should be Seinfeld where I ring a bell or put one up on the big board every time we get a new one. But this is the, I believe, 46th current lawsuit or investigation that the former president is involved in. And this one he is suing, he's asking for, or rather, his Trump Media and Technology Group is asking for $3.8 billion, accusing the Post of defamation.
That's a big chunk of change, and I want to talk about Trump's legal team here and describe their battle. Is it an uphill one? How hard is it to prove defamation, especially from a media organization, a news organization who you're accusing of damaging your reputation?
It can be pretty hard. The First Amendment gives them a lot of leeway that you're going to have to find that there's actual malice, I believe. And, the complaint they filed says that, they referred to it as an egregious hit job, that it was a conspiracy and that the Post has just been coming after Trump and that this was just one of the latest examples.
I want to read the title of the Washington Post report at the center of all of this. Trust linked to porn-friendly bank could gain a stake in Trump's Truth Social. Can you give us a sense of what was in this report that's at the center of this lawsuit?
Sure. The article said that there was this trust, and it gave a loan to, and we don't know who actually is behind the Trump, but they said that it gave a loan to an aspect of Trump Media, and that loan could then be converted into shares of the company. There's also the allegation that, or there was also in the report from the Washington Post, that a finder's fee was paid to a brokerage firm for arranging that deal, and that firm was headed by the or managing director of that firm was also the CEO at the time of the company that Trump Media is about to merge with. So a lot going on there, a lot of word soup. But in general, the allegations that they came up with that really raised the ire of Trump Media were, number one, that the Post says that this information had not been shared publicly with either shareholders in the company that Trump Media is going to merge with, or the SEC. The Trumps dispute that. And they also dispute that any sort of finder's fee was paid at all. So those are the two big issues there. And then they got the $3.8 billion figure. It's 2.8 in compensatory damages, which they argue is kind of the value of the company that they lost because of this report. And then the other billion is punitive.
So attorneys for Trump Media called the Washington Post story, quote, an egregious hit piece that falsely accused TMTG of securities fraud and other wrongdoing. So does this lawsuit have legs?
We'll find out. That's not something that Trump is often concerned about. He's filed a lot of lawsuits that go nowhere, or in some cases, such as his lawsuit against Hillary Clinton and a host of other people, they end up costing him fines and the attorney getting fined because the judge just decides it's so ridiculous it shouldn't have ever been filed. So we'll see. This was just filed on Saturday. There's been nothing else in the docket other than the complaint. I reached out to the Washington Post for comment. A spokesperson there declined to say anything, citing pending litigation. So we really don't have anything more to this than the complaint at this point.
As you and I know, especially you, Donald Trump is the focus of local, state, and federal investigations, and a couple of which are surrounding Trump Media. What can you tell us about those ones specifically?
Well, the Justice Department and the SEC are both investigating the merger. So the merger was going to happen. It's called a SPAC, and where it's just basically have this holding company then decides to buy another company. But there's certain rules about when the holding company and that other company can start talking. And the allegation, what they're looking at supposedly, is that they were communicating, Trump Media and this company, Digital World, were communicating before they should have been. And we don't have any response to that. Trump has called it, I believe, a witch hunt, saying it's the merger should have already been approved by now. But the SEC and the Justice Department have issued subpoenas from this, and most of what we found out here is from SEC filings that the other company has made, where they're kind of required to divulge this information.
You're tracking all of these investigations, all of these lawsuits. You said the amount is over 40. Which one should we be keeping our eye out for next?
The big ones, we're seeing some changes recently. We saw with E. Jean Carroll. Remember, she had two suits. One of them went to jury and Trump was found liable. But she has another one that she just amended, seeking more money due to Trump's recent comments on CNN. I would pay a lot of attention to that because it's somewhat similar to a case that was already decided. The Manhattan DA, of course, because it's the criminal case. And then you've got the two investigations from the Justice Department regarding both efforts to overturn the election and his handling of classified documents.
We will keep our eye out for those. We'll have you back to break them down as we get updates. Zach Eversion, thank you for joining me.
My pleasure.